Oh my God. Look at the size of this thing.
Early season whitetail in Wisconsin isn't something to be overly excited about unless you have a patterned, mature buck. But here at SgtOutdoors Outdoors, opening weekend is always filled with equipment testing, stand location checking, and just scratching the itch. Hunter and I hit the woods looking to tag a doe, but the only thing that shows up are the mosquitoes. We filled the remainder of our day with trail camera shuffling and card checking. To the west of us, Jordan's opening day was very similar to ours. He hit the woods, scratched the itch, but the deer don't show. That Sunday of opening weekend, Garrett and Jordan team up to attack a new property in hopes of laying eyes on a target buck.
All right, well, it's Monday now. Didn't really get to do a whole lot of talking on camera last night. We had deer around us a lot of times, and it's just funny. The front of our tree, we are 20 feet off the ground, but you face 10 yards behind us, and we're pretty much eye level. And we knew that there's deer up there in the bean, so I was trying to be quiet. Night started early. We saw our first deer, doe and fawn, probably at like 4:30. Shortly after that, fawn, I think she was just playing around and ran right to the base of our tree and caught our ground scent. Ran right up the hill, probably 10 yards away from Garrett and I, pretty much eye level. That fawn caught our wind and must have blew at us 10 times. So it was a little discouraging to get blown at. I feel like that itself ruined some stuff for us. We did see deer after that. We probably saw 9 or 10 does, I'd say. The further the night went on, our wind was blowing up to the north, into the northeast, up into the beans, which is perfect. That's what was forecasted, and that's what it was when we got there. But the later the night went on, it's the wind kind of died down, but it's like our thermals and our scent was just sinking to the bottom of this ridge and just sticking to this one area. And we had a yearling buck that was pretty suspicious of something, and he came in and then back out, and then he came in and sat there for the longest time, and he eventually started working his way off and kind of went around us, which was good. After that, we saw a 2.5-year-old 8-pointer. He's really tall. He's got a chocolate rack. Wasn't really sure what deer he was at first, but and we grunted at him, and he turned his head, and I realized what buck it was. He's just a 2-year-old, but the deer's got a lot of potential if he makes it, and I hope he does. And that's pretty much it. Wasn't a bad opening weekend. It's pretty much what I expected. But we're going to keep after it.
Early season for us is all about the equipment, stands, cameras, and backpacks. But something you can always count on is any cold front, you should hit the woods. And this is exactly what Walker did on September 24th.
Well, tell a story now that you're holding him.
All right, so sitting out there, it's probably, 15 minutes before dark. And I just had, 6-7 does walk behind my stand. And then I see a little 7-pointer, little diamond rack 7-pointer. He comes up, walks down the trail, about ready to pull back on him. And then I look up and I see him stomping through, but it's so dark I thought it was a doe. I was like, better wait. And the 7-pointer stops, eats, he comes down, stops right behind him, looks at me. And I saw these 2 bright tips on him. I'm like, oof, that's a big deer. And then he turned, walked away, pulled back, and I was aimed in. I was like, is that him? Looked away as I'm drawing back, go back, boom. But it was like, and look right away. So I drilled him right in the spine and lights out from there.
See where the shot's going before he hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, your track jobs haven't been the best in the past, so.
Well, I was expecting like a.
In his defense, he told you guys the first time he's over there and both of you ignored him. So he was right.
By the black tree.
Yep.
Where's the black tree at? Oh, where the deer is. Yeah.
Yep.
I see it now.
I was expecting to like hurry up, look, watch where he ran off to, and then he just goes, "Oh, sweet."
Early cold fronts spell success for a lot of hunters in these woods. 2022 was a very interesting year for it. We seemed to hit cold front after cold front without success. Everyone here was shuffling from acorns to food plots to deep timber, and no one seemed to find the deer we expected to see. My first hit of the year came on September 28th. With a morning temp below 30 degrees, I took that opportunity to sit on and scout a ridgetop that I was interested in sitting on come November. Unfortunately, I was skunked that morning. Jordan's cold front morning on September 28th was vastly different. This was the first time this year someone had experienced the predicted movement we were all looking for. High off of the cold morning hunt, he and I went in to try to get after a target buck. We got a good 4-hour sit ahead of us here, and hopefully we see something to make this worth it, because it's getting warm out real quick. We're on the final day of this cold front we had. It was, cold front for 5-ish days. This morning was the coldest day out of them all, but now the temps are rising again, and the rest of the week it's going to be back in the 70s. So this is our final chance to capitalize on the cold front, and hopefully we can make it happen. But enough talking, let's get out to the stand.
All right. 1, kids, stay in shape. Because if you don't stay in shape, you end up ruining hunts. We tried to sneak in on this little honey hole spot, like right around a swamp, and we kicked up essentially the 2 target bucks out here. So we decided, all right, we kicked up our 2 target bucks anyway. Let's just back out, circle around, and we're taking a shot on where we think the one might be headed. At this point, I just, it's a lot, like tonight's pretty much a lost cause because I screwed everything up. So hopefully we can salvage this evening and maybe see some deer, get on some different deer. You never really know what's gonna happen now, so. We got ourselves in a bit of a predicament trying to move. Kicked up 2 does, and now as we're setting up, we got 2 more behind us just pegged in the tree. Doing our best. Guys here. It's got antlers. Big deer. It's got big antlers. Are you kidding? Nope. Oh, should I grab that? Nah, probably not. Let's just see where he goes. He's kind of angling away from us, I guess. Yeah, he's just feeding around. Who knows where he's gonna end up going? Look, he's bedded right there. Yeah.
All right, now the real work begins. What a day, man. Oh. When I tell you I am not in hunting shape, holy crap, it's bad. Early season mistakes are all part of the learning curve. However, they don't hurt any less. And just like that, September has come and gone. The season is getting in full swing, and October can be fickle. We learned that lesson the hard way on the next episode of The Debrief.
That just happened. 5 seconds.